Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a great lunch, enjoying the hospitality of Cinnamon Life and the experience at this premier location, conference location, and brought to you by the Regional Scrum Gathering Sri Lanka 2025. So, just inviting you all to settle down. And of course, there'll be a few people trickling in, but I think we are good to go. First and foremost, I want to give you, the audience, a round of applause for being agile, being on time, and having this enthusiasm. So, shall we give ourselves a round of applause? All right, let's keep that level of energy, because I know lunch was heavy, but the talks are going to be heavier, but heavy in terms of insight, not boring content, right? So you come to the leadership track, and we are looking at generative leadership, and our first speaker is Janaki Joshi. Janaki Joshi, Director of Business Operations, Devfinity. And she's going to take you on a journey talking all about coffee to liven you up as well, being an agile practitioner of many years. So without further ado, I would like to invite Janaki to the floor. Please welcome her with a warm hand.
Thank you, Praza. Ayubowan, Colombo. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Am I audible clear? Okay. I know this session is right after lunch, and I can understand after having heavy lunch. Lunch is delicious actually in Cinnamon. So, and with comfy chair, please don't fall asleep. We have a lot to cover. So I'll be talking today about AI's agile journey, like how artificial intelligence starts from the theoretical concepts to the practical, that we are capable of using a lot of things today in terms of AI. So Praza already introduced me. My name is Janaki Joshi. I'm from Nepal, and I'm handling overall business operations for it's a IT solution company, Devfinity. So I'm handling overall for Devfinity. So in today's session, like let me just use clicker. We will cover evolution of artificial intelligence, where it all starts, the concept, where it is discussed, and then gradually over the decades, how it transformed into the gradual success, and we developed each decade, what we achieved, and how this transition happened and all. I'm sure for some people, artificial intelligence might be scary. For some people, it is just generic generic thing that we might using for our day-to-day operations. And if we are a student or learning something, then it is helpful in doing our assessments on everything. But whatever it is, it's going to be with us, whatever till now is developed. So we are in this era. Now it's time to see like what's in the past, present, and futures of machines have, what they are capable of, and how its evolution happened over the year. But one thing I would like to add is, for most of us, artificial intelligence is like when we were kids or when we watch movies, sci-fi movies, so most of the terms like derive from there, right? Like if we see any of the like iRobot, whether it is iRobot or Bayman, whatever is the movie, there is like those movie directors shows the concept of artificial intelligence in terms of highly capable personalities or the super intellectual entities were developed, and they were capable of like learning human behavior. They are capable of making decisions, and ultimately they will, they will try to, they are trying to like cover the world, and it's hard to balance them until the hero comes and saves, right? Those were kind of short of like movies we've seen in the past. So while there be scenario, so how AI is developed in books, theory or in movies, sci-fi form. So what's the actual thing, how it is developed? So I would like to take you all to the journey of its historical evolution, how it's been evolved. For that, I'll start with the very first conference. That was the conference happened in Dartmouth College about where the very first like artificial intelligence is discussed. And the conference was, the main driver for the conference was the scientist John McCarthy, along with his team, like Claude Shannon, Marvin Minsky. Those were the scientists. Like, if we talk about Marvin Minsky, he is the scientist who is more focused on like what's inside the machines, what machines are capable of. Machines, complexity, problem-solving skills and all. Whereas Claude Shannon, he focuses on the mathematical models, how complex mathematical problem can be solved by machines by using any, natural languages or different, whatever it is, the term at that. Like, that was when, that was the time of like 1950s. The Dartmouth conference happened in 1956 in Dartmouth College, and that was considered as the birthplace for AI. And John McCarthy is known as father of AI because he was the driver for that whole conference. So main thing, what they discover is, what is the term AI? So artificial intelligence at that time is something that machine or any program capable of, doing, that can be done by people or anyone with some extra intelligence, with some decision-making power. If such task is carried by, such task can be done by any machines, then that is considered as AI. And this conference promises people, or so the audience, that there is the possibility of artificial intelligence or the machines who are capable of thinking themselves or the learned data and interact and work around on that. So that's why that proposal outlined in the machine learning languages also. Like machine can be learned natural languages like we are speaking. So all those first-hand scenario, first-hand concepts were discussed in this conference. Let's go to the next. Similarly, that's Alan Turing. I'm sure most of you know him. So Turing did the, he broke the Enigma codes during World War II. And those Enigma codes were complex cipher used by the German military. So German military used to send some masses every day to the people of the Germany from the government or somewhere. And in that message, there is some codes in terms of, encryption. Normally, what they were sending in that code, so that was break by Alan along with his team, and we called it like Enigma codes. These Enigma codes are normally, like Germans used to send, let's say, weather report, right? This is the weather of here and blah, blah, blah. So in that weather report, they used to send some code that is generally indication of, okay, this area is good to go, you can attack on this side. So such kind of messages. So after breaking that code, it was like big hit for allies. They have significant advantages to stop the World War II and identify their plan and all. So everything this, if you haven't watched like this Imitation Game, the movie by Benedict, where overall, like how Enigma codes were decrypted and that scenario, that historical thing, the scenes, the effects of that, everything like shown very beautifully. If you haven't watched, please do watch it. So as I am talking about evolution of AI, decade, each decade there is certain significant advantage, certain significant like achievements in the sector of artificial intelligence. So researchers developed this certain machines which are capable of in certain verticals, like machines those are capable of playing checkers. They develop such sort of machines. So checker is kind of game similar to chess, but it's simply one directional. You can have the movement in one direction only. So it's much simpler than the chess, right? So those machines were developed who can play such kind of games and which can predict like word problems and which can solve complex mathematical problems. So those sort of evolutions happen in the next decade. Like with the advancement of technology and better understanding of human brain, the capabilities of AI has drastically changed, and each year, like those new innovations happened. So I'm just adding here small one fun fact. What is this is, anyone heard of Golem? Any idea about Golem? So it's a it's a small history, like it's history or I don't know. It's way back from the like 13th century in Greek. There was a concept of mechanical man. So in Greek, they called it Greek folklore. So what happened was some highly spiritual or those sort of people, they develop a huge mechanical man out of mud or something and put life on it by, it's a mythological, but that's what it is, right? I'm just trying to relate how it's the concept developed. So they put some life in it, and the golem is cannot speak, but it is intelligent in a way that it is made in such a way that it will save the city whole, so Jews made it, and there were some mass masquerades and sacrifices going on to stop those all violence. So they create this golem, which is large entity, can save the city, but cannot speak, obey everything that its master says it, right? So whether it is ancient thing or in our culture, Hinduism, Buddhism, there are also like heroic figures, right? So all this were made. So every time they feel there is a need of some supernatural, super intelligent power that can save us, that can rule over, or that can do some big thing in the world. So while the algorithm and hardware may be new, the bit of idea of creating intelligent entities like Golem or any other such entities were around the centuries. So whether it's 13th century or now, it's robots in the different form of robots, so anything. So these are, concept is derived from there. So as I'm talking about the evolution of AI, how each phases has developed after 1950, when initial concepts were developed, then after World War, there are certain achievements in the theoretical aspects of AI after Alan Turing's that Enigma code breakdown. Then 60 to 70, that decade is for symbolic AI, where researchers found primarily concentrated on like the development of neural networks, like human-like thinking, human-like, there should be some connection in between data, how those were played and all. And they were focused on making some autonomous self-thinking machines, for which like list programming plays the important role. at that time. Lisp is the list processing programming language, which is the oldest programming language until in use, right? So this is the one of the oldest, and the main focus of the symbolic AI is the machine can understand, learn the symbols that is being fed, right? And then comes the first ever chatbot launched. Today, it's the era of like highly, we can see in almost every website there are chatbots, right? But what was the first chatbot? It's Eliza, developed in MIT in 1964 to 67 is the time period that was being used to develop this Eliza. It is developed by Joseph Weizenbaum, and the main purpose of why it is developed at that time is so that human and machines can interact with each other. And the main concept used by Eliza is it was using, it was using at that time like pattern matching and substitution methodology were used. And the thing is, it can understand natural languages. You can chat it, but the look-wise, it will look like this, prompt command kind of. And yeah, they developed this at MIT, and the Eliza is supposed to communicate with people. Initially, they launched it as a therapist, like who can talk about health issues, health things, so health therapist, right? So, but what happened is, there is only simulation of understanding, like the machine is just assuming, okay, this might be the issue, this might be the problem, and based on that, all answers are being given. But the actual scenario, it's lacking in its actual scenario, actual conversation. So both parties were not understanding what is going on in long conversations. So that's why, like, need of much more capable networks or things in the artificial intelligence needed. So, and then after 60, 70, some achievement, then 70 to 80, 1970 to 80 is considered as AI winter, because at that decade, most of the artificial intelligence work like slow down because of its unrealistic promises. Then there were a hype of like artificial intelligence can do a lot more than the people were thinking. And most of the projects were abandoned because of budget, funding, and all. Why budgets were not, why it was hard to find investor at that time is, basically, we didn't have that much of computing power at that time, right? There is concept, there is different models we are developing, but there is no hardware support system for that. So that's why this era is considered as like this AI winter. For certain, like 74 to 80, this is totally down in all the projects were stopped, everything. And then scientists get the time to like explore connectionist models at that time. They explore some neural networks. Till now, symbolic AI is there, but after this 80s, then there is other models developed, like symbolic AI, neural networks, different types of networks and all. Sorry. Yeah, there is small fun fact, whether it was winter for AI development, AI, artificial intelligence development was in the slow pace, but IBM launches its chess playing computer. That's a Deep Blue, called Deep Blue. So some development were side by side going on, but the large scale developments were on the halt or abandoned for some time. At the same time, Microsoft launched this Deep Blue. IBM launched this Deep Blue, and that machine is capable of playing chess. So all the moves, everything fed properly. So whatever the next model that Deep Blue is deciding, it's based on the data entered and the previous matches that it has already played, right? So they had a match. Deep Blue had a match with Gary Kasparov in 1996. So what's the plan was, they played like 6 of matches. Out of 6, in 96, the machine lost. Sorry, the machine lost. The machine lost, and one match it win against world champion. Gary Kasparov was the world champion of world chess champion at that time. So machine won 1 match, 2 draw, and 3 losses. So it's a loss, total loss, right? And again in 1907, they rematched with some enhancement in this Deep Blue with additional information, additional data fetch, and a lot of other matches it played. So after 1 year, it won. It won by like 2 matches, 3 draw, and 1 lost. And the fun fact is Gary then retired from the playing, right? Machine can play better than me, so I'm not playing this. So that's the scenario happened here. So what we conclude is machine can excel in highly intellectual tasks by 90s, right? 1990s is the decade like where machines can beat the people. They can think beyond the people's, individuals' imaginations. So that proved that AI could excel in specific, highly intellectual tasks. And then come the year millennium. Millennium to till next 10 or 20 years is scientists, researchers, they were focuses on developing connectionist models in artificial intelligence and increase in computing power. So NVIDIA, they played the vital role in achieving the greater powers, greater computing power in the chip and everything. So computing power increased, availability of vast amount of data happened at that time, and the algorithms like convolutional neural network, CNN and RNN, ANN, CNN, RNN, these developed, which are highly used in next generation, like identify patterns and image recognition, voice recognition, so those sort of work. So until 2010, machines were being developed that could learn data from, right? That could learn from data, but now after 2010, machine can learn themselves, identify where to use, they can decide also, like improve themselves. So these neural networks were developed in the next decade, like ANN, CNN, and RNN. So ANN is simply, it's like a brain of computer. Computer can learn data from, learn from the given data, and by using ANN, it can only predict simplest task, like based on the data available, it can predict which employee will work with us further, you know, based on the data provided. Or let's say, if any emails come in, then that email is genuine, or it's a fraud, or it's a spam. So that level of understanding is developed by using ANN. And then next is CNN, convolutional neural network, that helps computer to identify pictures. Now machine can learn the pictures. Out of pictures, it can learn data, like analyze it. It can recognize speech by using this. This is, you know, sequential data. And another then recurrent neural network. RNN is the pattern where whatever is happened next, it can predict next thing. Like we've seen, like until sometimes there is no like self-prediction in the while we search in Google, or while we write anything, there is no suggestions, right? we've been through that era to now where if I write I am going to, then it will auto suggest this next line or next words. So that prediction happens, sequential like word sentences, that is possible because of this connectionist model RNN. Yeah, and then come the next concept in artificial intelligence has progressed to the next stage, known as the deep learning. Instead of machine following specific instruction programs, deep learning sets of basic parameters, and now machines are encouraged to think creatively and take initiation by its own. That's the deep learning concept. Right? Based on not only instruction given, it can just learn by itself and then apply that knowledge, whatever is the possible. And the next concept is narrow AI. In today's world, most of the applications that we are using, most of the stuffs that's in our phones, everything has the narrow AI. Narrow AI is the focused AI, like focused in particular verticals. Like most IoT devices are inspired by this narrow AI in particular area. And then the powerful concept developed, next one is transformers. So transformers are the, other hand, they can track the relationship in sequential data. So by using transformer, what is possible is, let's say I'm converting one whole sentence of English into any other language, let's say French, or in Nepali, since I'm from Nepal, so let's say in Nepali. Then it will, before this 2010, what happened, or before Transformers innovation, what was happening is that transforms each English words to each Nepali word, word by word. And when I read that in Nepali, that doesn't make any sense. Or here in Sinhala, I think if every English word converted into local language, then that doesn't make any sense. Like, so there should be some connection in between. So that thing is possible because of the transformers. And by using transformers, next evolution in artificial intelligence is by the OpenAI. It's ChatGPT. I'm sure everyone using ChatGPT. Anyone who doesn't know about? No, right? Yes. So with the ChatGPT, these are simply pre-trained generative models. ChatGPT or BARD, this system uses transformers and highly capable of giving solutions, identify what should be the next, or suggesting us. So in the ChatGPT itself, it is launching new thing every day, right? Every month there is new stuff going on. Initially, it was supposed to give us everything from the Google or from the internet. It will collect and give in one page. But nowadays, there are other competitors also. We will come back to later on. But when ChatGPT launches in 2022 is the time, end of 2022, November or some month. So at that time, Google declared red alert, like code red for their companies, because that was the threat for them. Now ChatGPT is capable of doing everything that was supposed to, like we were doing from Google before that, or Bing, or any other, models. Yeah. When we are here, we are discussing how from the very first concept of AI to now we have come to up to transformers. But it's not always success stories always, right? It's not always that is scientists thought of that, developer thoughts of that, and that's developed the very first time. That's not happened and not going to happen in future as well. So there is one interesting case of Tay. How many of us know about the Tay's story? Anyone? So Tay is the chatbot launched by Microsoft in 2016, and that Tay is supposed to launch for the Twitter only, in the name of Tay Tweets. So they launched this Tay Tweets, and the Tay is supposed to act as a 19-year-old American girl, right? And it is highly capable of self-learning and then implement those learnings through tweets, retweets, and all. So what happened is, Microsoft launched this, and Tay learned too much too fast. So what happened is, like within less than 16 hours, Tay has 50,000 followers in Twitter. And it produces like more than 100,000 tweets. Among those tweets, it was learning good things, obviously. Among all the good things, it is learning like racist, sexism, and all negativity also. Some people in the internet like continuously feeding those wrong information to the Tay, right? And what it starts, it is writing whatever, because there is no rules, no regulations, no compliances checked. It is launched, and less than 16 hours, we can say less than 24 hours, Microsoft had to shut down this because of lots of threats from the outside world, like such kind of messages ongoing, and that impact really, that shows really bad messages to the world. So they had to shut it down. So they invested a lot, but they had to shut down less than in 24 hours. So that was epic fail. And why this happens is just because whether we are developing all the artificial intelligence year by year, decade by decade, we are achieving some good things, but we need to be cautious about the regulations, rules and regulations, right? Communities and governance, everything. So Microsoft has to shut it down. But the good thing is, all failures, from the failure, what we can learn is they also launched, like Microsoft Asia launched Shy in China as a similar chatbot, but with more rules and regulations incorporated, that more rules and regulations in the Shy, and that is launched for WeChat and other similar platforms. But that was success there because of Chinese government rules and compliances, governance things, everything. So what I'm trying to say is, it's not always about failure. We have to learn from the failure. But the fail fast is the good thing. Microsoft shut down this Tay they identify the issues within 16 hours, but it took certain time, but within a day they shut it down, right? So that's the steps. Sorry. So my topic is AI's evolution from very starting to right now, and how it's like Agile principles are how they are used in this journey. So that's what I'm trying to show in this slide. So Agile principles in AI development shows like iterative learnings. Every time in each decades, or multiple times in a decade also, we were learning, and all AI models improve over the time. So that's iterative learning and collaboration. Artificial intelligence is not possible, was not possible by just single developers, single scientist, single mathematician, or a single person cannot develop it, right? So we will need a group of people, so that's a cross-functional team, and adaptability is AI system always adapt from the new data, whatever is there is in past and today. So if tomorrow I have to look something, then that system has to be updated with the today's data, right? So it's just update things. And there are certain real-world applications like narrow AI or these sort of AIs are used in particularly healthcare, finance, then everyday AI, we are using these Google Maps, Netflix, and these sort of thing. So the method they are using is like it's artificial intelligence that will suggest you what's the next thing. And as I've already discussed, challenges in AI is basically the governance, and there should be some unity or rule that can govern all those sort of things. So what's the future then? Emerging trend is generative AI, ChatGPT, DALL-E, then DeepSeek. So a few months ago when China launches DeepSeek, again, that's a red alert for ChatGPT, right? Very less than the original fund that OpenAI used. DeepSeek launched in very less resources than that. And there are a lot of tools in market like Manus. This is used for sorting CV. If you are HR personnel, then those sort of tools are very useful. So AI is used in everywhere, collaboration and everything. These are certain tools, generative AI tools, Jasper, AnyWords, these sort of. So in summary, like, what are the 10 levels of AI? So these are 10 levels of AI. I'll start with quickly with each and every one. So rule-based AI is very first concept of artificial intelligence where there is certain rule set. Let's say 5 a.m. I want alarm. That's a 5 a.m. alarms. Simple rules and execution. And the context-based AI is based on the scenario, context, data we provided, it will reply or so. Siri, Alexa, Google, then Netflix, those were the example of context-based AI. Narrow AI, good in particular one domain, one sector. Narrow AI give really good example. Like that Deep Blue is also narrow AI computer. Those are focused on especially one things like healthcare, stock, or those. Then the reasoning AI. Reasoning AI is nowadays ChatGPT, DeepSeek, those are LLMs and those neural networks are the reasoning AI which can mimic human intelligence. So we have achieved this fourth level of artificial intelligence till now. We are in the fourth level. And there is rumors that fifth level, AGI, is achieved by OpenAI. That's why if you heard of that controversy of Sam Altman being fired from OpenAI and then rehired. So whole that drama is because of they achieved AGI in the name of QA star and they hide it, and there is long story because of time shortage. We cannot discuss that here. But anyways, we are here like reasoning AI, yet to achieve AGI. If AGI is achieved, then that can learn, adapt, and apply knowledge by themselves. Then there is super intelligent, which can improve themselves. It is like they were saying, if we achieve super intelligence, then it's trillion times smarter than the human. And then the self-aware AI, sense of identity, disagree, and all. And then transcend, cosmic, and godlike AI. These are the forms of AI that were in prediction. So scientists were showing this concern. If all the artificial intelligence is not governed under certain rules and regulation, then it will be threatened to the world and human mankind. So everyone's saying that. All right. So by saying this, I would like to say, like, with the help of a lot of tools, now we can just relax and we can take more than the coffee break, longer breaks, to let the computers do our regular work. So what's your next break lead to? Can we have this small survey kind of thing related to AI? Can you scan this? Can you please send this survey? If you could instantly master any AI skill or tool, what would you choose? Yeah. Focus AI, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, EQ, EI. All right. Again, let's go to next one. What will your next break lead to? If you have time, then what you want to do in your break, like new ideas, new solutions, or next big breakthrough? Wow. So it's a tie kind of. And most useful impact of AI in your daily, in your day or daily work, daily life, at your work or home.
Janaki,
Grammar.
I think the time is wrapping up. Maybe the audience can quickly enter within the next minute, and we will.
Yeah,
quickly
it's
wrap up.
done already. It's
Yeah.
the last question. So
Sure.
anyways, I'm going to wrap it up. Is there anything we could talk more? All right, thank you, everyone. So that's my time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Janaki. So Janaki's come all the way from Nepal, the beautiful country of Nepal. I hope, Janaki, you have a good stay here in Sri Lanka. And we have a token of gratitude for you, obviously, for all that you did, for sharing your knowledge. And for that, I would like to ask our support team member, Ramani. Ramani, can you please hand over the gift to Janaki? A round of applause to our speakers. So folks, for the speakers that are following, you will see a QR code. Can we put that up? Yeah. So please use this QR code and have your phones on the ready, right? Of course, if the participants require some other QR code, you might need to keep it handy, but we will try to show this from time to time. So this is our formal Q&A method. But other than that, we would love to see audience interaction, and we would love you to speak out and ask questions verbally. So there are FM mics as well. We have FM mics, right? A couple? Yeah. So if there's a question, please raise your hand and our team will bring the mic to you.